Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus episode 196. I'm your host as always. I'm Dan. I'm joined by my co-host as always. It's Max. Sorry, it's Samson. How you doing?
Can you see the whole shirt? I'm not sure. You usually cut.
I normally cut your shirt out, to be honest. Yeah. So not many people can see you wearing a Max Mustard shirt.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, great game. How's things going over there?
Yeah, it's good, very good. I'm excited to talk about this Haptics vest that we've been trying out. Full immersion for the first ever time.
Yeah, we've been vibrating for the people.
Yeah, we've been testing out the vibrations for sure. But
you turn yours to 200?
Oh yeah, I'm 200 only. I'm full to the max.
If you're not at 200, you may as well be not even using it.
Yeah, you might as well just stick to the controller haptics. But yeah, doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Excited to get into some VR. Got into a new old game that I've been really enjoying. And Dan, little teaser, It's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I guess we'll talk about it in a moment. Thanks for everyone for watching, and I'm about to close the show, Sam, so I lost it. Thanks everyone for coming on to the show, episode 196. I just want to mention before we get into the main topic of the show and all that stuff, LTO 200 is right around the corner. August 21st, we will be doing a live stream on the Thursday, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're around at that time, we put it on late, so hopefully most of you can join us. Join us on the live stream. We're going to have a silly, fun topic, which we haven't decided yet. But
or if you're an early bird in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And you want to join us for that. Yeah, and then there'll obviously be a replay of it. But yeah, 200 right round.
No, we should just take it down.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, if you weren't live, you weren't there, you weren't, you can't watch it. You can't watch it. No.
Too late. Too sorry.
It will be available.
201.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's only 4 weeks away as of recording this. 196. We're 4 episodes away. I can't believe we got to 200, Samson. I can't believe we got there.
It's wild. You've done a great job.
Yeah, you've done a great job too. I feel like 100 was just yesterday. Is how quick.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
I do feel like I remember recording in the various rooms I've recorded in over the but I don't really have a sense of. I know a lot of them are just really early on.
Yeah.
But other than that, at time, what is time? Time ceases to exist when it comes to episode numbers. Things keep happening and we keep talking about them.
Yeah, for some reason, somehow, I was saying this to a friend the other day, actually. I was like, we're 196 episodes in and we still find things to talk about. We're just...
Yeah. Sometimes we have really weird topics. Sometimes we have guests.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute since we have guests, but, we do have one lined up around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's been a great time. It's a lot of episodes, I suppose. A lot of hours of us just talking.
I was about to say, it's well over 200 hours of us talking at this point. Well over.
Yeah.
I
wonder what it would be like to feed all of the episodes into an AI and then just ask that AI what each of our opinions are.
What just general
about certain things. Yeah.
See if
from
it gets
all of that. Yeah.
See if it gets it. I don't know, maybe it can do something like that. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk and reminisce more on that episode, but I'm very excited. It's just 4 weeks away. It'll be fun to do a live stream with the folks listening and watching at home as well, which will always be fun. And have your questions as well. You can ask questions and such in the chat, comment, ask us about random things. I remember, I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Steve. He just asked us for our origin story on the day, so we just went into that as well. Which is always fun to kind of talk about.
Yeah, we love questions on the spot.
Yeah, on the spot questions is fun. It's going to be a fun little discussion.
You like bananas?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I only like them when they're just about turned yellow, but nothing further than that. I like That's the peak.
Really? So you don't like them like sweet and soft?
No, I'm fine with throwing them into a smoothie at that point, but I'm more of a firm guy.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll eat them throughout mostly.
moving on. Sam's a little bit of housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Discord. If you've not joined already, you probably know the drill. For now, there's a link right in below, and you can just join our Discord. It's absolutely free, and come hang out with the community. We have
come on down.
frequent walkabout things happening. We have the weekly tournament of walkabout that Healing Entree hosts, where you can submit your easy and hard race mode and scores. And compare them with the rest of the crew. And also, we have Walkabout Thursdays every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as well.
Dan, we need a what would a walkabout sound like bite be? You think?
I don't know. I feel like it would just
do the walkabout.
Were you doing a song there?
Yeah, well, it's just a very short song because it's just a sound bite. So it's,
fair.
It's like a vine. It's like the vine of a song.
I would like. I mean, obviously, you could do the intro, like a couple of those notes from the intro. But I think the best sound of Walkabout is when a ball is going down like a pipe. I think that's the best.
Oh
sound.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I don't think I'm not like the dude from Spaceballs and those. What are the Police Academy movies who can do the blips, the beeps, and the sweeps?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I can't do any of that. Anyway,
but
we did play Walkabout last Thursday, Dan. So nice segue into this. We played some Raptors Cliffs because right now we're on a little break from Healing Entree's tournament. So we kind of had free reign. Normally we like to get those courses in, but we did some Raptors Cliffs easy and Baru Monkey. Baru Monkey and Leanna both took the crown with -6.
Nice.
Dan, it was a good time. And as well as Leanna and Baru Monkey, Dimples joined us, and Cobalt Dave and Joel. It was a jolly old time. And then we also played Mount Olympus Hard.
Yeah, Leanna's a really good player. Like, really good player.
Quite good. And Baru Monkey took Mount Olympus Hard, but also taught us a lot of good ones.
He's always there.
Also, such a beautiful course.
He's always there teaching lessons. Yeah, Mount Olympus is a great course. Great course. But yeah, a lot of walkabout fun that you can join in the Discord. If you like us so much, patreon.com/letstalkoculus. You can send us $1 if you want to. Send us $5 to get this early access. You can also submit comments, not just through the Patreon, but through Discord. There's a for free. There's a questions channel. There's a episode discussion channel. There's letstalkoculus@gmail.com. There is Spotify's comments. There's lots of comments, but no one's done any comments since last time, so no comments to discuss. But this episode, we're going to go into Bhaptics. It's going to be a main, but we're also going to talk a little bit about a few games like Elsewhere Electric and Forefront got its early access as well and it tells us a bunch of those stuff. So that's all in part 2. We'll get to that. But Samson, let's talk about our main topic, the Bhaptics suits. So for those of you who don't know, because some of you wouldn't know, I feel like if you're not in the VR space and such, you wouldn't really know about these, I would say, more luxury accessories when it comes to VR, right? You've more niche, right? And this is when we talked about like a beginner's guide to MetaQuest 3 a few episodes ago, and we went through accessories and such. Obviously, the Bhaptics Fest wasn't added to that because it's more luxury. It's more for a specific niche, like you mentioned, and won't be for a beginner to get into VR. But if you want to take immersion to the next level, things like a Bhaptics Fest, things like a treadmill and such are, you can go extremes if you...
Treadmill seems even more over the top.
It does, it does.
Yeah.
That because you need dedicated space for that, like real dedicated space, and have that you need a whole room for.
I feel like racing rig is between there. Maybe
it's in there. Yeah, it's in that same vein for sure. It's in that same vein. So the Bhaptics Vest Bhaptics in general. They do these haptic vests, which is the ones that we have, and basically you can wear them, and it has I think 40 points of.
No, that was the old one.
Right?
Old one. Yeah. I believe the new one Well, Dan, also I wanted to say that the new one, the TactSleeve Air, the one we do not have, is a bit cheaper now. It's only $250.
Mm.
But we do have the TactSleeve Pro, which has 32 motors.
32 motors, yeah. So 32 motors.
And it's $500.
Front and back. So that's what we've been thanks to Bhaptics for sending this to us. Yes. Both of us one of those. They also sent us the arms as well, the tact arms, and that. Samson, do you know the price for those?
The arms, not offhand, Dan, but I am on the website, and so I will tell you there are also things we do not have.
Correct.
But the TactSleeves are 200 USD.
TactSleeves are 200 USD. So yeah, a big chunk of change for the vest and the TactSleeves. And then yeah, you have other stuff like you can have a facial cover as well. So when you're getting punched, you can feel it on your face, which is I'm really curious what that one feels like and such.
It's probably like the PSVR, honestly.
That's true. Yeah, it's probably just like that. So yeah, they do a bunch of different, and obviously haptics is so important when it comes to VR for immersion and, well, actually just pure immersion, because it makes a big difference when you play something that's just purely hand tracking. You'll realize how much you missed haptics. Like you need some sort of feedback. Otherwise, you're just kind of feeling air, punching air, and all this kind of things, and you need that kind of response, that feel, and this is where something like the Bhaptics Fest comes in. So yeah.
Well, Dan, before they sent us this, I do own the times 4D and the previous arm sleeves.
Yeah. So you had both.
We're going to go into our initial impressions now. Yeah, that was your segue.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Because I did just want to mention that. So I do kind of have a comparison to the old one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been using it for a few years, pretty much weekly with breachers, and my initial impressions with the new one was, wow, this is way easier to put on and sync up, and oh, does this have fewer haptic points?
Oh, you felt it. Yeah, you felt it.
It does. Not to the point of it being immersion breaking. Maybe a few percentage points of that, but the trade-offs seem like worth it. It's lighter.
Mm-hmm.
It fits a lot more snug. It's I've gained a little bit more weight. It fits me a little bit better than the old one was starting to.
The old one tighter? Just like,
yeah, it was starting a little pop out of it.
Fair play.
And then the dial in the front is much nicer. The old one, it was in the back. You'd have to press like right behind your neck. And since I play with the big headphones and I would play with the arm sleeves on, when I would go to push it, something would always just like something would always move.
Yeah.
So they've eased up on some of the friction points.
Yeah. And these sleeves have also changed them from what you have.
Oh, Dan, the sleeves. I love the new sleeves. They just like tie in a much easier fashion. Like they tighten, not tie, because you don't really tighten it. You loop it through and then you tighten it, and it's like a Velcro, right? But touching your skin is it's like slick, but it's not sticky, right? It's, I don't know, how do you describe it?
It's got this like anti-slip on it, which is probably what's helping that, right? So it's not sticky.
It's quite nice, and it feels much nicer than the old like fabric.
Yeah.
And it just stays on your arm. Whereas the old one I used to have to wear on my forearm and tighten it real tight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was way bigger, right? This one doesn't stick up as far.
Yep.
So this one I'm inclined to wear more further down on my wrist, actually. And I love the arms.
Nice. Yeah, very well.
They might be my favorite part.
So that's actually one thing that I haven't been able to try yet. We'll probably do another episode on like our favorite games and all that stuff after we have a lot more time with it.
Well, I hope we're gonna get in an Ancient Dungeon run, and I hope you get the arms for that.
For sure. Well, yeah, I haven't put the arms on yet, but I've just kind of done the vest, so I can only speak for the vest itself. But as someone who's never used it, I was really curious about it because I always thought that, okay, this kind of is cool, but it really depends on the software, right? It really depends on the
Yeah.
support of it. And to be honest, like when you go onto their website, there is a ton of like native support on Quest, which is a big change from when I looked at this maybe about 3 years ago and such. There used to be a handful, if
It
that.
doesn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be a handful. Now it's got the license of Made by Meta on it as well, so that's definitely helped probably push that. It's
I
probably made it
imagine
much
there's some
easier.
sort of like an easier SDK
Right.
in
Yeah.
implementation.
Yeah. So like, but as suspected when I put it on and tried it out, and we'll go through the games and such like that in a moment, but your experience does vary. Like it really does vary on a game by game basis. Some games work really well and have implemented it, and it's like, wow, I actually don't want to play this without the haptic vest now. But then some games, it's like, okay, this is fine. It's like I don't need it. It's just it's cool that it's got support, but it doesn't add anything to it, or doesn't feel like it adds much to it as well. So that was my like initial impressions. It also it's quite sleek and it does fit really well. I mean, I made the mistake of loosening the straps and then putting it over my head like a t-shirt, but I didn't realize there's a zip in front.
The vest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a zip in front, and I was like, oh, I could just unzip it. So I did that, taking it off, but because when I was trying to take it off, I was like, this is
That's
actually
hilarious.
awkward to take off, and then I realized, oh, there's a zip right in front. So that's much easier, and yeah, it's really intuitive, like in terms of setup and such. Like it really just works, and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, that my initial impressions. Like it's cool for a lot of things, but it's also unnecessary for a lot of games as well. So it really depends on the catalog. And even though there is so many games supported, you really don't know until you try them, of which is actually good and bad. Like I kind of wish there was like a star rating of going, yeah, this is must play.
What didn't you like?
Well, we'll get into it. Let's talk about the games played in a moment. Let's talk about the games played in a minute. But let's just talk about the setup, Samson. You said it's much easier, like and nicer to wear and such. Was it easier to set up than the previous one as well?
Very similar, but I had never played the other one with my PlayStation. I'm not even sure how I would have done it. I never had used the phone app before. I'd only ever synced it with the Meta Quest app.
Yep.
And so the phone app just seemed like it was just so cool. I was like, oh, this really makes everything right there. You can see the charge levels, you can test everything. And getting into my only real big negative here was I used it for the PlayStation. And in order to play it with the PlayStation, you have to have the phone app open.
You have to leave it on, basically.
And on, yeah. The way it works is you have to have the phone and the PlayStation on the same Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start up a game that works with it, the phone, like the app will just see it, and then it'll just start working.
Oh.
But it'll need to stay open and on. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So if your phone like goes sleep or anything, then you're stuffed because it will just stop working.
I think the app working keeps your phone from sleeping. I just turned my brightness all the way down and hoped it stayed alive.
So your phone was draining. Even though you got PSVR, which is wired, your phone's draining, and
I could plug it in too, but the fact that it has to stay open is like a little annoying.
Yeah, that's a little annoying. Well, the thing is with the Quest, it's actually really nice and really straightforward, to be honest. There's actually an app just on the actual Quest itself. So
that's what I had only used.
You don't need a phone or anything like that. So you go onto the Quest, you download the Bhaptics app just to do the initial pair. So you actually pair it via Bluetooth, and then you just do the initial pair through the app, where you can also test it as well. So you can just there's quite a few things in the app, which is cool. Like you can just
how did updates work? Did you update it?
Yeah, through the app. Yeah.
That's that. I think initially when I had the old one, I had to plug it into a computer.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you don't have to do that. It's all on the app, and you can do the demo that they do in exhibitions as well when they're like in, like say if they were in PAX, for example. in conferences. They have like a demo that they normally show. So you can play that. You can also draw like kind of like shapes and such around you
And feel them.
and feel it and such, and then you can test each one. Like if this was one that I really liked on the app, where you could go through different scenarios. So one's like if you were getting shot, and the other one was like if you're getting punched. The other one was like rain, how that would feel and such, and it was cool to kind of
An
feel.
arrow, I presume.
Yeah, you could just there's a ton, and you can kind of just go through them, and it's really cool, and that actually gives you a good indicator of what does work and what doesn't work from just that. That's like some of them you're like, oh, okay, that doesn't actually do much, but then like the machine gun, for example, that you feel it big time when there's like so many firing off at different points as well. That was really cool. But then you just go into a game and it just works essentially.
Yeah, I feel like I notice, since I use it all the time with Breachers now, I notice it more when I just don't use it with Breachers. I'm like, this feels so hollow.
Yeah, right. It does feel like now that you have it, it feels like you're missing something. And one other thing, though, there's also, like you mentioned, there's a front dial to it. So there's a little pack on the back, but there's also a front dial, which is really good because you can press it just to switch it on right in front of you. And then you can also use that dial to switch up the intensity. So you can, the intensity starts from 1, and you can go all the way down. You can go all the way up to 2 times as well. And you can kind of test it whilst you're in there to see how it was.
Mine goes to 11.
Your intensity? I don't know. You got a super bond because mine just says 2 times. 2 times. But I put it on 2 times for the most of it. And then I actually started to feel a little bit fatigued with it. So then I did put it down to like maybe 1.3 or 1.4 was around the sweet spot.
It gets hot.
Yeah.
It gets hot.
I didn't find it too hot after 45 minutes of play, to be honest.
What were you playing?
I went through different apps, so it wasn't like 45 minutes continuous.
Okay. So, if you play like something like Synth Riders, I feel like for a long period where it's like rhythm game where it's vibrating a lot consistently, it won't for Breachers really get too hot because it's not vibrating, all the time. But the rhythm games,
that makes
I feel
sense.
like it's going.
I only played 2 songs in Synth Riders, and I was like, okay, I get it. I'm going to move on to another one. So I guess it never got hot for me. But yeah, the setup's so easy. It's like in terms of friction, there's 0 friction, to be honest. It's like the only friction is wherever you store this this vest, basically. Like if you've got it ready to go close by, there's no friction. If you've got it,
oh yeah, I keep it on a hook.
Yeah, if you've got it
like a coat hook.
If you put it back in the box and put it under your bed or something, then there's friction.
No, that's crazy, Dan. That's not what you do with it. You got to keep it charged.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it out now. Yeah, I've got it.
The charge does last a really long time, though.
Yeah, I've only charged it. I didn't even fully charge it the first time, and it's still going on that charge. So that kind of works well. Okay, so that's.
I will say one of the times I used it, it just like stopped working during the game, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take this off.
Interesting.
That was during the PlayStation, not the
Have you tried it on the Quest, or did you just?
Yeah,
you tried it in both. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the games we have played. What did you get into? I mean, you mentioned Breaches many times.
I will say that too, Dan. It's very easy to go between the two. Like it just work. It must sync with the.
With like between the 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh, no, between PSVR
like Quest
and
PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. So yeah, you played.
So games I liked. Yeah, I played Breachers. It felt just like playing Breachers, but once again, the arms just feel slimmer, so I wear them much closer to the wrists. And you feel
How does
them
it feel
on the
on
reloads.
Describe to me the arms, because I think the vest is very self-explanatory to a lot of people. But what does it feel like on the arms when you're playing a shooting game, for example? Do you like feel when you're like? Yeah, it just feel like the shock in your arm as you like recoil kind of thing.
Yeah, you feel it when you reload, when you shoot. Like if you get shot somewhere near there, then there. A grenade goes off, sometimes you feel it there. Where else? I don't know. It seems like most of the times it's going off on the wrist, I guess. When you throw a grenade, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
What I like to do near the end of a round, like when the game's over,
Mm-hmm.
and if I have the fire grenade, I'll drop it because the vest just goes crazy when you're standing in the fire grenade.
Yeah.
But normally you die in it, so you don't want to be in them.
Mm-hmm.
But and end of the round, it's already done, so you can just go stand in it, and it's awesome.
You can actually do that in the app on the Quest app. There's one like that. Where,
Not as cool when you're in
not as
control.
cool.
Man.
No. I'm just saying, if you wanted to feel that sensation, there is one that is like fire. I think it's called Fire or something like that. But yeah, it's the same kind of feeling from the
But
way.
yeah, it just adds extra immersion for breachers, and in the best of ways. Like you feel yourself get shot when you inject a health pack, it goes up and down on the vest. It's just all these very subtle ways that just add to you feel like it's you in this game.
Yeah,
It's like that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you? And then when you take it off, do you feel like you can't play with breaches without it now? Like, does it? Does it?
I do not like to play breachers without it now. For sure.
Does it severely impact your gameplay? Would you say?
In fact, I don't know about that. I only play with it now.
Yeah,
I literally I can't remember the last time I played breachers without it.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's fair. Samson, the first game I jumped into was Thrill of the Fight because I remember when I got this game and it always had haptics, and I was like, okay, let's just try it. It was okay. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit underwhelming. I think
it seems like one you'd want the wrists too.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's true, and I must try it again with the wrists. But I think also it's an old game that hasn't actually been updated for a while, and it does mention on it.
You should get in Thrill of the Fight too.
Yeah. So it does give you a warning that it does say, hey, it might not work well with new haptics vests. And lo and behold, it doesn't. It's okay. Like you feel. I was trying to just get punched, so I put my hands on my head, and I was like, just go for the body. And yeah, it was working, but it was.
Did you feel? So you felt them?
I felt it. Yeah, I felt it, and it was pretty. It was decent. It was decent. It was just not as.
What's not great about it?
I think it just didn't pack the punch that I thought I was going to get punched by a box, and how it felt. I didn't feel the pain in my ribs.
And you felt like 200 should be more.
Yeah, I felt that the intensity wasn't high enough for something like Thrill of the Fight. And that was my first game. So the first one was
it's not supposed to feel like, I guess it doesn't feel like the thing that's happening. It's just adds to the immersion. Mm. It adds to your ability to like suspend the disbelief. There you go. Suspend your disbelief, right? Like it allows you to just
that might be the
more
problem.
In the moment.
That might be because I was like, I just went into the game and was like, okay, let's just see how it was. I was just more thinking of how it felt rather than just being in the moment and how it just
you
added
weren't like
to it.
Yeah.
So then maybe you're right. Maybe I need to jump back in. But before I go back to you, Samson, I'll tell you a game that did work so perfectly, and that's Tiger Blade. I love Tiger Blade.
Game you love.
Yeah,
you love it.
I love this game. I love this game. You use samurai swords. It was a great tiger. You use samurai swords. You have a gun as well. This game works perfectly. And in fact, I don't want to play this game without the haptics anymore because
there you go.
The fact that, okay, the blade feels good when like someone hits you and such, but it's all about the guns, the shooters. Because then you feel getting shot at the back. You feel when you got shot at the back, so then you know someone's behind you, that is one of the best things about it. And that's why I was asking you with the breaches of how you can't play without it, because if you do get shot in the back,
the thing is in breachers they killed. Like the time to death is very short. Normally, if you're getting shot, you're
dead. Yeah,
you're pretty much dead. It's certainly from behind. You're
that's true.
You're dead.
That's very true. And the cool thing about this is that in Thrill of the Fight, you had to go into the settings and turn this on. In Tiger Blade, I was looking through the settings, I couldn't find it, so I was like, "Oh, maybe it doesn't work," even though it said it was, and it just worked as soon as I went in. And I actually found that with a few of these, actually all the other games that I'm about to say is it just worked. Like you didn't need to do anything.
Breachers, it just worked, yeah.
And maybe that's just the new way moving forward. And Thrill of the Fight 2 would just work just like that as well.
I think that's part of the meta connection.
Yeah. But yeah, I had such a blast playing this game, and I realized I kind of sucked at it as well, because I kept getting shot and everything was behind me, and I started panicking. I was like, oh my gosh. Especially
you didn't realize how much was behind you.
And also you really feel each different gun. Like getting shot with a pistol is very different to a machine gun, and it feels very different to a shotgun as well. And the shotgun packs the punch and such. And I love the fact that, I mean, that's how it should have been, but like in the end of the day, it's a third party.
Dan, I can't wait to hear about your arm review.
Yeah.
Each gun's going to feel different on your arm.
Is that so? Is that how it feels? Oh, okay.
That is so.
Okay, I can't wait. I mean, we'll have to do another podcast when I try the arms. And
as far as like vibration.
Yeah. So yeah, I had an absolute blast with Tiger Blade. I had a great time. So much fun, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's a $500 accessory. It's hard to recommend just for one game, but it does.
I would not recommend it for one game.
No. But if you're buying it and you want to try just one game, a game like Tiger Blade would be perfect for it. I mean, you would say for breaches as well.
Who am I to judge? I mostly just use it for breaches.
Exactly. What else did you play?
I got into some Synth Riders as well on the Quest. Ran beautifully.
Yeah. So okay.
But it gets hot.
So this is the one. This is the one I was also.
Vibrating.
I was also slightly disappointed on Samson with Synth Riders. It just felt like a tickle to me. That's what it felt like. I was playing on hard, and I played Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give It Away.
Once again, Dan, you need to play with the arms because each dot vibrates every time you touch it.
I feel like this is but I'm trying to I feel like this is a good idea because you're the one who has played with the arms. I haven't. Not everyone wants to spend $700 on this full package, but maybe they just want the arms.
That's fair. You're giving a great review for just the vest.
Exactly. I'm giving both sides here. So maybe I did this on purpose, not choose the arms.
I thought you did. We talked about this before.
Yeah, we did, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We have good planning with this. But yeah, for Synth Riders, it just felt like a tickle in around my chest and such.
I agree. Without the arms, Synth Riders is, take it or leave it. The arms really add to this one because each one is like you're constantly hitting the orbs, and each orb is a vibration point, whereas feeling that on your chest isn't quite the same as feeling it with the vibrating in your hand from the controller. I like to turn up my haptics on the controllers for a game like Synth Riders.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you want to put those haptics up high. I'm about to say, I forgot to mention, the vest does have like a auxiliary port at the top of the back of it, and so
you can play audio to haptics.
Yeah. Have you tried that before?
I think I tried it once for something with it was for that game, the hang gliding game, where you sit in a chair and the wind blows you type of deal.
Yeah.
I played it on Steam. And I wanted to be able to feel the wind, so to say. It wasn't great.
Fair enough. Yeah, once again, it just depends on the software in the end of the day.
I would love to one day. I want to just wear it around though, and just have it attached to my phone, listening to Spotify, and just like. You should just wear it to work one day, Dan, and just play some music.
I don't know if that will go quite well.
In America, you might people think it's like a flak jacket where you are. Nobody's really going to make that assumption.
Everyone's like, "What? Why is he walking into work with a bulletproof vest on?" Also, it just doesn't look.
So I'm going to America today, all right?
Yeah,
guys?
Exactly. I'm jumping on the flight, crossing the border. I got to protect myself. Samson, the only thing I'm really sad about this is that there's like a mod for Medal of Honor on Steam that you can use. But unfortunately does not have Quest native support.
Even though that's a meta game.
Yeah, even though it's a meta game. Well, it's a mod, right? It's not a native thing. So yeah, that's what I'm really sad about. But anyway, so Synth Riders, that might be the one that you want with arms, which makes sense. It makes sense now that you you think about what the action is and such. A game that ran really well though was Ancient Dungeon VR. So this is a game that we're going to talk about it more over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I played this game because I had it and it had Bhaptics support. And we this week, four of us basically are going to play a little bit of this together.
We're going to do a little AD run.
Yeah, which is going to be fun. So I was like, I haven't played this yet, so I might as well jump in perfect time with the Haptics Fest. This one works really well. That works really well. I mean, it's not like it's groundbreaking immersion like Tiger Blade was for sure, but it just works well. Like the sword play vibration works well in terms of the enemies hitting you and such, or coming at you or bouncing at you.
This is one where it's good to feel where the enemy could be hit.
Yeah, like one of those like enemies that are bouncing and such. They could come from nowhere and they're behind you and such. So that's the benefit, is like being able to have haptics from behind you, which never exists when it comes to VR. In games like this is actually perfect for it. So even though it's not like groundbreaking, don't get me wrong, it still adds to it. It still helps with the immersion. And helps you with the game as well. So yeah, I had a really good time with Ancient Dungeon, and it didn't play too much. And we'll have more to say, obviously, when we play the 4-player, maybe on next week's episode. But yeah, I had a great time. It was a fun one to do. It was a fun one to do.
How many levels did you get through?
Just a couple.
Okay.
And then I died.
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
I'm impressed. You got through. Like, if you got through to the third,
I didn't get to
I'm
the
very
third.
impressed. Okay.
I just did the 2, and then I died, and then and then I was like,
a solo. That's like basically. It took me so long to get through to like the third and the fourth solo.
There's just too many people. There's too many enemies too. There's so much going on, at all different directions.
Yeah, you got to go slow.
Yeah.
You got to go slow.
I went way too fast. I was going straight through it.
You can't go Leroy Jenkins on Ancient Dungeon.
No, I didn't think it was going to be too difficult till later, but then sometimes these kind of roguelikes are like that. Like, you've got to take your time a little bit. But yeah, that's all I played. What else did you play with this?
Well, also on the PlayStation, I got into a little cube, which is sort of like Minecraft, if you will.
Okay.
In VR. And everything's a cube, and different type of cube, and you can craft, and not necessarily my type of game, but it is upgraded for the Pro. So I was like, ooh, it's on sale. I'm gonna try this now, and it does look very beautiful. Dan.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, the environments, and there's a night-day cycle, and I'd say this is one that I could take it or leave it. The haptics, really, and the haptics kind of kept. This is one where I was having some friction. Like, one of my arms would just start constantly vibrating, and then it would sort of reset itself, and then it would keep working again. But I could take it or leave it with the cube.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so that's the thing, right? There's some of these games work really well. Some of them are. Yep, they're okay, and then some of them are really cool. And I think, like you said, one with Breaches, Tiger Blade. I feel like shooting games are probably the one that's probably gonna bring you the most immersion.
Dan, there's a few we got to get into. I'd say still, we got to get into in Death Unchained. We got to get into Galaxy Card. I've heard it's pretty good for. I haven't even tried that one.
Yep.
And you should get into some sort of shooting game.
Well,
I don't know what's in your library.
Well,
you don't have Breachers, do you?
I do have Breaches, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hop into Breachers.
I played Breaches a little bit when it first came out, but then I stopped, and now I'm way behind. Hubris is another one that's supported by it.
Dan, hop back into Hubris.
Yeah, right, Hubris. I tried to do Squingle, but it didn't work, even though it was supported. But that might have just been user error more than anything. V-Racer Hoverbike, which we talked about on the show a few episodes ago, that's supported, and that might be really good.
That'd be a good one. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the options here. Dungeons of Eternity, Underdogs supported. Contractors, I've got Contractors. Sniper Elite VR, I have. which is also supported. What Vampire Masquerade Justice is supported, but I'm not sure how great that would be. Dead Second is supported. The Arizona Sunshine games, both of them are supported. Vendetta Forever was one that I don't own yet, but I plan to at some point. Is supported. So there's actually quite a lot of games that are Smash Drums is supported, which I didn't get a chance to try, as well as Audio Trip as well. So there's a lot of native supported games in here, to be honest. So yeah, all in good time. All in good time. But yeah, gotta try those arms next time, and we can go from there. So let's kind of round off our thoughts here, Samson. Let's go over things we like in terms of like bullet point form. What did you like about it, to just summarize here?
Yeah, some summarizing points here. It just adds some extra immersion. That's really the best part of it. It's if you got some extra disposable income and you're like, yeah, I want some extra immersion, it's going to offer you that in a lot of games. As we mentioned, perhaps not all of them though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of benefits. Much easier sleeves. The sleeves really are my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, they feel like the biggest upgrade from the last gen. The haptic one, the loss of eight haptic points is noticeable, but it's not like a game changer. I do feel like if you can find the old times 40, perhaps, on the resale market for cheaper, it could be it's a good choice. The material on the arms is it's glorious. And Dan, last, easy to set up, change intensity on the fly, and charges. They all just use USB-C. Yeah. They come with cords, and so just their charge lasts a really long time. Even still, my old one, I've had that one for, I don't know, 4 years at least. I feel
it still works
4 to 5 years, and it still works well, still charges well. Now I don't really use it.
This might be a stupid question, but with the arms, where are you putting it?
It's no stupid question.
Where are you putting it on your arms? Like, is it where your wrists are?
I put it on my wrist. I put it like just over. It goes above where my watch would be, basically.
Just above where your watch would be. Okay, yeah.
But I used to wear the old ones on my forearm.
Yeah, much further up towards your elbow, essentially.
Yeah, because the old ones, I feel like near when it's closer to your wrist, it's getting a lot more of the G-force.
Yeah.
And so the old one would start to slip more. Whereas these one, it really sticks to you. It don't move. Yeah,
that's that anti-slip. What I like is what I've spoke about is the realizing that someone's behind you, like the shooting with all the different types of weapons and the blade swipes that hit you than anything. To be honest, is obviously for the vest only is really good. It's incredibly easy to set up on Quest. Changing intensity is really straightforward. There's a bunch of adjustment options. In fact, the adjustment options are really good. There's side kind of straps that you can easily make tighten and easily loosen as well, and then
and up top, right?
Yeah. And then you've got the zipper as well. And I only played it for the 45 minutes continuously. I didn't play it longer than that at times, but for the longest stint that I did, which was 45 minutes, it was super comfortable. Like, it wasn't too heavy or anything like that. It's meant to be lighter than what you had before, Samson, right?
It's much lighter, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another benefit. This one, I haven't really noticed it so much on me.
Yeah, this one feels absolutely fine. Things we don't like, Samson, I'll go with this one first. The experience really depends on the game. That's nothing to do with the hardware itself. It's more to do with the developers.
Software.
Yeah, it's how a developer has implemented support, and also it's a little small for someone so tall like me. I just feel like I try to adjust it a lot, and with the waist, it's absolutely fine. That's pretty straightforward. But when you first put it on for someone who's 6'3" like me, it's quite it's quite high up on me, so it's a bit weird. But then on the shoulders there are a couple of like tabs or basically like
you gotta
pin
pop
buttons
them,
that you can pop up, which will lower it down, which is helpful, but still just not enough. Like close, but just not enough. And it was like if
I mean, how far down do you want it? How far down to go?
just
You don't want it on your stomach.
I don't know. It still feels like it's like if I wasn't wearing a shirt and my belly button will be exposed, is what I'm trying to say, is where it is. So it'd be above.
I mean, yeah, my belly button would definitely be exposed.
Okay, maybe
yeah.
that's just how you wear it and such. But for some reason, for me,
Maybe not.
It feels like it needs to be a little
Maybe.
bit.
I mean, you are extraordinary.
I'm much taller. That's why it's not a big deal. It still
now
works.
I'm trying to think. My belly button might show though because I'm fat, not because I'm.
Yeah.
I might have the other problem.
That's fair enough. But yeah, it's just like because on the shoulders there, these just you can just unpin them essentially, and it will just go down a certain amount. But there's no like straps. So I think if it was straps at the top, then it will obviously allow you to adjust it more. But then it will be a bit finicky as well. So it's a double-edged sword, but it's fine. It's totally fine. It's like these are really niche things. I mean, there's like I said, when it comes to the hardware, I think the hardware is pretty solid. I think if you were to really be nitpicky, I think in the box, if it came with a USB-C to USB-C cable rather than a USB-C to a USB-A cable, because I had to find a plug that was USB-A to plug this in, that would be my biggest thing.
You know what? I've got it. I suggest to save money, you go with the Air. You sacrifice half the haptic value on your body, and then you get the arms.
Yeah, you really love those arms.
Because I feel like though 16 haptic though. So here's what happened, Dan. Originally, I bought the 16 and I liked it, and I was like, I need more, and then I bought the 40.
Yeah.
So I do feel like 16 is not quite enough for me, but I do feel like the arms are a good enough trade-off.
Yeah.
Where if you know what, if that's your like price range, that's I think that's an adequate solution to spending that money and still getting all the. I feel like the best values.
You see, what I'm going to do next time is I'm just going to do the arms, leave the vest, just the arms, and see what it's like if someone was to buy just the arms. You're looking at me like
I don't suggest that, Dan. That's crazy. That's insane. You need something on your body.
But if you've just got the arms on, does it still work pretty well? Because if it does, then someone can just spend $250 rather than spending $200 rather than just having to spend $700 of the full package. I need to test it for the viewers here. Like,
is it $200 per arm or is it $200?
No, for both.
For both arms, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's $250 for the basic, so it'd be $450 for the arms and the basic.
Yeah.
As opposed to $500 for the
Pro.
Pro.
Yeah, exactly. And you think about the basic would be or the Air, shall we say, if we're using the right terms here,
yes.
will be much.
Let's do that.
Will be even lighter as well. So yeah, it's actually the Air's a good value for money when it comes to this. To be honest, I don't know how much it is in terms of how what it's like with 16 points. I mean, you've tried it obviously. It's interesting that they went down to 32. They didn't keep the 40 for the Pro.
I imagine there's a lot of a lot of play testing with a lot of different numbers, and there was sort of like that was the cutoff point where people were like, I notice this a lot.
Yeah.
Or I don't notice this. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah. So, in terms of hardware, though, in general, it's really good. I mean, it is expensive, but it kind of feels expensive as well, especially the box. The unboxing is really nice.
What do they say? High quality.
The fabric that they use is real high quality. Yeah. Final thing, just improvements. If you could think of anything, I think like I said, the only thing I would say to improve is to potentially add further adjustments for the shoulders to let it drop down for these stupidly tall people like myself.
Yeah. A freaks edition.
Right. Exactly.
Like seatbelts. They need the extra.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's the only thing. But no, like I said, I think it's just solid hardware overall. I think it's expensive tech, so it's a niche. It's hard to recommend for most people, but if you're really into your like shooters, I think this is a really good addition for playing FPSs in all forms.
If you're 6'3" or above, get in the comments.
Yeah, zero comments. I mean, it will work perfectly. I mean, I'm sure Forefront will have it support for it because Breaches is obviously has support, and I think this might be really, really good for a game like
Good
that.
transition.
A good
But Dan, you're over there like, is this a vibrating bra?
So I feel like, yeah, that's how I feel like. Anyway, that will do for part one when we talk about the haptics. In part two, we're going to go over a small little VR news. I mean, it's both to do with Triangle Factory, and we'll talk about anything else we played this week. So we'll see you then.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two. This is the Haptics episode, but let's talk about games that will benefit for the haptics. To be honest, let's talk about Forefront. Forefront is from the team that brought you Breaches, Triangle Factory. It's going to be a 32-player VR FPS. I mean, this got showcased earlier this year, and I remember when we spoke about it, it looked a lot like Battlefield on the PlayStation, where you have large-scale maps, squads of different different classes, shall we say, which all kind of serve a purpose. And I love that type of game. So we had the early access has just began, and also like in alpha, and also not early access. Let me just say it again. The pre-alpha has just begun, so the early access will be out this fall. And they've also done like a video where they've gone through like frequently asked questions, basically. So we know a ton more about the game, Samson. So let's kind of go into it. So there's going to be two teams, 4-person squads in those two teams. So two teams of 16, basically. Large scale maps, destructible environments. We saw that in the trailer, and vehicles. There's going to be 4 classes: the assault class, engineer, medic, and recon.
What's your go-to?
From Battlefield, I always go assault or medic.
I remember playing a lot of medic.
Yeah, there's something really satisfying about medic, because you normally have you normally have those, and you normally have like a really small little gun, like a Uzi or something, like a submachine gun, which allows you to be a bit fast. But the assault's always a classic. The engineer will be helpful for like vehicles and such, and the recon will be for those sniper players.
Yeah, I was terrible with vehicles always.
Me too.
I drive drunk.
I don't know how to. I still don't know how to do it, to be honest. Yeah. The helicopters that used to come in crash landing.
Yeah.
Oh boy! And then how are you with snipers?
Well, I mean, if I'm playing on the computer, you got the mouse. It's much different than with. But
would you controller. Like just in general though?
I wouldn't usually choose it.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have the patience.
Okay.
I don't have the patience for a sniper. Like
I got patience.
I enjoy having
it's not my favorite.
I enjoy having it as my like secondary gun. So when I've been running around for a while, I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit down for a while and just try and pick off people. But
snack.
Yeah, but I can't use it as my first. I can't use my first. I can't. Yeah, I feel like in the war I would be a sniper though, if anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's the right answer. There's going to be 10 different vehicles. We don't really know what those vehicles are, but there's going to be 10 different ones. Over 20 weapons.
They did show some vehicles.
They did show
like the helicopter.
Yeah, they did show some. There's not just vehicles. There's land vehicles. There's air vehicles. There's water vehicles as well.
It's a boat.
Yeah, that's what we. Yeah, that's a boat. Over 20 weapons with manual reloading, but there will be auto reloading supported. Now, I wanted to ask you this, Samson, as a Breaches player. Does Breaches have auto reloading and manual reloading? Like, can you switch between the two?
No, but they also don't have. You don't have to cock your gun, really, right? Like,
yeah, because they did say they're going to have like
you just put the mag in, and then Yeah, and then it sort of plays an animation.
Because I'm wondering, like, if someone, I feel like the manual reloading and auto reloading support, that is two different types of player types, and I feel like that can't mix. It's kind of like the mouse and keyboard versus the controller on a fast
I
screen.
imagine the auto reload will just be some sort of animation that the manual reloading people could potentially go faster than. But if you're not good at manual
You'll
reloading,
go
then
slower.
the auto reloading will probably be
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so manual reloading will be better if you can master it. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
and because a lot of the guns are going to reload differently, so
Yeah.
they want to make the game easy enough for somebody who's like doesn't play the game regularly, right? Like this is what happens sometimes in contractors, even for me.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know how to reload this gun.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I feel you on that. They said 2 game modes will be supported when it first comes out, at least in the early access. You got Conquest mode, which is your typical control points, and Rush mode, which will be an attack and defense with limited respawns.
You a big Rush fan? The band, not the mode.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the Toronto, of course. Of course, yeah, big fan. I'm not the biggest fan, no, but I do really like a few songs, and I do really like really like his voice. I think it's a really good rock and roll voice. But yeah,
It's true.
and plus the drummer is like the best in the world. So rest in peace. But yeah, in terms of these game modes, I think I normally would go to Conquest if I'm just thinking of like games that I'd play in general. I do enjoy the control points. And people swarming into, everyone's going to B, and then you're trying to go to A, and you know, and then you snipers, you can just sit there and try and pick them off. It's great time.
You want unlimited spawns.
Yeah, fair.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, you play Rush. Rush is a limited respawns.
No, that's what I mean. I want unlimited.
Oh, you want unlimited? Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, so the early access will be out in fall, and the full game will be out in 2026. So tell me, Samson, what's your thoughts? You excited for this one? Would this be a game that you'd want to try because of how big of a Breaches fan you are? It's a different game.
Yeah, Dan.
The same people.
This will probably supplant Breachers Friday nights, I imagine, when it finally comes out. And I look forward to it. I hope there's some nights where we get, probably 15 to 20 people interested in a Breachers night,
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in a little bit, but, it did happen in the past.
Mhm.
And I imagine, between Farmer True and a bunch of other people, we'll be able to get, up to 20 plus people per lobbies when we're getting just private fun lobbies.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited for it. I do like the tactical gameplay of Breachers still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very different type of game.
Very different type of game.
But I am excited. I used to play one of those old Battlefields. I forget what I had on my old PC, and
I loved it. Yeah.
I hope we're able to get a big group.
I think we will, and also I hope it. I think they're going to be able to pull this off. I think of how well Breaches came to be and how successful
and
that
Hyperdash.
was. Yeah, and Hyperdash for sure, but they're just kind of growing, and I think this is going to be I hope this is going to be a fantastic game. If Breaches was their Rainbow Six Siege, Forefront being their Battlefield, and yeah, there was a time, Battlefield 4, that I absolutely loved and was so addicted to that game, and just because it was just different to like a Call of Duty, it just had it just felt way better that you could do different classes and not everyone's just running gun and all that stuff, and it was just it just gave you different play styles, and it was so much fun.
I do like to get into other people driving vehicles.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I'll get in the chopper with someone else. Yeah.
My big question is, when this comes out, if Breachers goes free to play eventually, kind of like Hyperdash did.
Potentially. It depends on how well it does, but I think that'll be a while. Because this game ain't going to come out to 2026. Anyway.
And I think the first one, it's their first game, and it was mostly to celebrate the holidays and welcome new players into the game, whereas Breachers is more of a money maker. Though I'd feel like they got to be making a lot of money on the
Yeah.
the microtransactions.
Yeah.
The skins.
For sure. So that's Forefront. We'll get excited for that. Samson, what's happening with Breaches?
Yeah, see? Great segue. I'm going to read their little update. Say hello to our new roadmap. We've heard your concerns and critiques surrounding our 2025 roadmap. As you can see at the bottom, we've got ourselves an improved roadmap in the main menu. Creates more clarity about exciting things to come for Breachers. So Dan, if you want to check it out, you can check it out it's in the main menu in Breachers. But on it, the main upcoming content updates are a new gadget, C4, which will be a Revolter exclusive gadget, a drone rework, a new gadget for the Enforcers, which will be a spring mine, then a grenade rework, and then another new gadget. But that's classified, Dan. You can't know about that one. And then additional upcoming updates are account linking and a kill counter.
Nice. Account linking, what do you think that means?
So, like, if I want to play on Steam, PlayStation, or Quest, I can use the same account.
Yeah.
The kill counter is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's of course. That's. I'm surprised it's not in there, actually. I would have thought that would have there already.
That's a tough one, I imagine, to life. Not necessarily tough, but just like is something you got to think ahead for.
Yeah, it's not something that you need from the start.
It's not necessary. Yeah, exactly.
Not necessary. Yeah, it's just like a quality of life. But yeah, very good, very good. So basically, Triumph actually in the news this week.
I wonder how this C4 and the Spring Mine will really play into the games. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Spring mines are so satisfying.
I like to keep it fresh.
They're so satisfying.
What is it?
It's when
it's after fall or after winter. I mean,
no. I just realized what you said. No. Just when you kind of walk over it, it springs up into the air and then it blows up.
Oh, they had it it can get more people.
I think so, yeah. But they had it. They used to have it like they have it in Call of Duty and such, and it's so satisfying when you walk and you hear the spring and you're like, "Oh shoot!" and then it just blows. So yeah, it's not just one person who's walking on it, but if you spring and there's a couple of you, it's going to blow both of you up.
Oh, and it's like it's harder to. You don't see how you're going to spring it.
No,
like that's the hidden part type of deal.
Yeah. So if it works like that, essentially, so yeah. Really, really cool.
Very cool.
All right, let's talk about what we've been playing, Samson. Obviously, we spoke about some of the stuff we've been playing through the Haptics in part 1. But what else we've been playing? Let's talk about Elsewhere Electric. It's a game that comes out this week, and it is a co-op game, strictly co-op game. And you need basically one person who's in the headset and another person who is on their mobile app. And it's just connected via Wi-Fi because it just uses a code. So like if me and you wanted to play, being not in the same household, we could do that. I could just give you the code and you'll be in. And then, if you're on like Discord or Zoom or something like that, you could obviously communicate that way. And the whole premise of this game, I mean, it doesn't really give you much when you're in there, to be honest. So this is without reading the synopsis and such, which I haven't wrote down. It's just... you kind of the person in the VR, you're on this like wasteland, and there's a caravan there, which kind of looks like the Breaking Bad caravan in a way. That's probably the best comparison. And on the VR person, basically your left hand is just a standard hand. The right hand has this like injection, which is on the end of your finger. And you can use it to basically pull juice, which you'll need juice for a lot of things in this puzzle game, and that's pretty much it in terms of the player inside there. The person with the app's a little bit confusing to start because it doesn't really tell you anything, but essentially there's a bunch of symbols.
It's got a lot of pages.
A lot of pages of symbols, and it can interact with things that you choose in the game. So, for example, if I put my hand in VR into something, then the button on the phone lights up and the person on the phone can press it, and then that will open up the room. So you kind of got to work together like that. So me and my partner, we tried it out for a little bit. We were in there for like just about an hour or so until we got too frustrated and couldn't do it, and just couldn't deal with it anymore. But let me tell you the pros of this game. It works really well. There's hardly any glitching, considering it's also we're getting it a bit early before the game comes out. There's a few glitches here and there, but it's not too much of a big deal. It uses the teleport system to walk around. I think if you're seasoned in VR, it's easy to do. My partner found it quite difficult being in VR. Because just like camera not getting in the right place and so on and so forth. So I had to just go in and kind of actually move around and make sure we're in the right place and such. But the really cool thing about it is that it kind of saves your progress continuously on like both devices. So if one cuts out and comes back in, it just works again, which is one of the best.
Just if you're in the same room code.
Yeah. So it just works perfectly like that, because I think we got disconnected a couple of times, but just for like a split second, and it just loaded again, and it just worked just fine, which is really, really handy. I just want to say also this studio is actually just a 20-minute drive away from my house, which is crazy, which I never didn't know, because when you put it on, you have all the like Canada stuff on there, and I was like, huh. And then I just Googled their studio, and they're literally 20 minutes away, which is absolutely crazy. And I had beer next to them. There's a brewery right next to opposite them. And I was there like maybe a few months ago, but I was right there. So next time I go down to that area, I know I'll be able to see where they are. But yeah, that was really cool. It's really well made in terms of that. And I love the fact that it is just solely co-op, and it's not, there's hardly any games like this on VR. The thing that, I mean, this is only just an hour in. I found it really confusing. As someone who has played lots of puzzle games in the past and pretty decent, I could probably figure out a few things, at least early on. Maybe like eventually it gets really tricky and such. But I found it, like, even at the start, quite confusing, because and especially even my partner as well, she's pretty good at puzzles too, and she also found it very confusing on the app because it doesn't really tell you anything, and it's very hard to figure out because it's very obscure.
It's all just pictures,
it's all just images, and it's really, it's tough one. So we got through the first kind of section in no problem in the end. After we found out with the symbols, we kind of just pressed some buttons and such, and they're like, okay, we got it, okay, that's fine. Then when we get downstairs or wherever we go into this like cellar, it's completely pitch black for the VR person, but you can see a couple lights where there's symbols on, but it's pretty much pitch black. And I'm not gonna lie, being in VR in almost pitch black, it's kind of jarring, because you're like, and then you're also waiting, because it's like in that one, a lot of it was to do with the player on the phone. And so you're just like,
they give you the light, I assume, or something.
Yeah. Or I'm describing the light, and I'm like, okay, this is what the light says. And then she's trying to do stuff on the phone, trying to figure it out. And we're pushing all these symbols, and nothing's happening. And we were there for like 40 minutes or 30 minutes just on that one level, and could not understand for the life. I was like, I don't get it. I don't have any juice left on my thing, so I can't use anything. And I really didn't understand. Then in the press pack that we got, there's a like 37-minute walkthrough of the first two levels, just in case you got stuck. And that's when I finally understood. I say finally understood. I understood to a certain extent on how to basically do it. So you would have to move out the room a few times to get more juice from your...
Yeah, you got to go back to get more.
You got to go back to your car to get more juice. I didn't realize that. I'm so used to puzzle games where, like, if you're in a room, the puzzle's in that room, everything's in that room, right? It's hardly where you have to keep backtracking to go go back and forth to kind of solve it. But so once I got that, I was like, okay, so we go down and we put that, and then we got the codes to work and such, and I was like, okay, that's a little bit better. But then we got really stuck again, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. My head's gonna explode. I think her head is gonna explode as well. But watching the walkthrough, it made much more sense afterwards in terms of what you're meant to be doing or what you're just meant to look out for on the symbols. So it's obviously, when it comes to these puzzle games, it's a hard one to review because
you got to get their language.
You got to get their language, and also sometimes it is just user error. Like sometimes it does take you a while to kind of figure out what's happening. I think, but that's where these puzzle games are like. That's what sets some of them apart. Is where you got a game like The Witness, for example, as one of the great puzzle games on flat screen, and how well designed that was in terms of giving you just a little bit just to get better and better and better and learn, get better. With this one, and once again, this could just be user error more than anything of me using my brain. I'm intrigued to see if when you play it properly as well, to kind of get your insight of it. But I felt like maybe it was just a bit too confusing from the get-go. Or didn't give me much. The person in the VR had no idea what the person on the phone was doing, and the person on the phone had no idea.
That should be how it is. One would think.
Yeah, one would think. I was just like, just for. I think if we got just maybe a bit easier at the start, just a little bit easier at the very start, just to kind of understand what you're kind of looking
understand the tools, like a tutorial to the tools.
Just like I think the phone is the confusing part more than anything. I think what's happening on the phone with all the symbols, I think that's the one that's a little bit confusing to kind of navigate. And I think if there's a little bit more of a tutorial with using the phone, I think it would be much easier, much smoother process. But once again, like I said, I'm saying this with hesitancy because it could just be user error. It might have just been like me and my partner just didn't have a good time with the puzzles because our brains weren't the right space and just couldn't get it at the time. If we try it again tomorrow or something like that, I'd be like, oh, clicked. I understand how to play it and such. So yeah, I think this is a one where you got to look at like maybe a range of reviews, not just this one. And this one's just more of an impressions more than anything, and see what other people are saying, see how their experience has been. It's a cool concept, and the thing is, when you go outside and you go into the rooms again, like the symbols all change, so you can play it again multiple times if you wanted to, because the symbols, it's the same puzzles, but it's just the symbols are slightly different, so it's not like you can just memorize symbols and such. On the phone too, it's with the symbols, you can rearrange them how you want them, you can kind of label them as well if you wanted to like plan and such. I just feel like it just needs to give you a little bit more of tutorial on that phone for you to make it a smoother experience. So I would say that is my biggest feedback for it at the moment, because once the person, I can't remember who it was, maybe the developer or someone in the studio was explaining it in this walkthrough video we got for PR, that's when it was like, okay, now you're explaining what the phone is meant to be doing and how you're meant to use it. It's much easier to kind of figure out. So, yeah.
I've got to properly play. I've just tried to play with the 5-year-old, and I kind of quickly realized it was above a 5-year-old pay grade.
Yeah, that's absolutely sure. So that's Elsewhere Electric. I'm going to try it out again. Once again, like I said, might be more of a user error and such. Now that I've seen the walkthrough, I can kind of understand it a little bit more. No hints as well. We always love a little puzzle game with a little like hint potentially. But yeah, that's Elsewhere Electric. And I'd also thank you so much for sending out a code.
Yes.
Yeah. Samson, how about you? You told me there was a game that is in the Guinness Book of World Records that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Not for broadcast. This just in. Well, not for broadcast VR, but it is also a flat game. So, Dan, what is Not for Broadcast? It's a full motion propaganda simulator developed by British video game studio Not Games, published by Tiny Build. So let me tell you a little bit about the plot. Game takes place in an unnamed European country, but they've all got British accents, so you take that for what you will. in the mid 1980s, where a new populist socialist political party named Advance has won a surprise landslide election victory and begins to handle the country in an increasingly authoritarian dystopian fashion. And they're really heavy-handed and slap you in the face with this stuff too, which I don't mind. In this case, it worked well. Gameplay, Dan. So there's what's called broadcast days and non-broadcast days. Broadcast days are most of the gameplay. So you, as a player, play the role of a studio director in the production control room. So you get there, you've got to turn the power on. Usually start off with a phone call that gives you a little bit of plot for the day. And then you've got TV screens. You've got 4 screens, then full screen TV, and then the live broadcast TV. And then the TV next to the live broadcast is like 1 or 2 seconds in front of it. So you can kind of censor things before it goes live type of deal. And then the 4, you're choosing which screen to have on the TV.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You're just in a TV production studio where you're. Yeah. I got it.
And then sometimes people swear. You got to censor. Eventually, I haven't got this far, but I've read that there's an applause and laughter track, and then there's interference you got to deal with. And there's a few difficulty levels. I was playing on the recommended one, and I was having trouble with the interference, Dan. So I took it down a notch, and now it tells me how to solve the interference basically while I'm doing it. Chef's kiss.
This is what I need from Elsewhere Electric. Just a difficulty. Yeah.
And then there's an audience tracker meter that tells you how successful you are. So Dan, I played the first 2 levels without even realizing that the 4 TV screens you have, they all have a light underneath them.
Right.
And when the green is
that's
lit,
the one that's
you want to have but sometimes multiple will be green, right? Because you'll have a couple people in one shot maybe, and you can use any of them. I was so locked in on what was on the screens, I didn't even notice the light underneath them. So I'm getting like D's for my cutting for what I had on air basically. Yeah. And then I finally see this and I get like a B, and I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. And then you got to select your advertisements for the breaks, and you get graded at the end. Then you got any questions?
I was about to say that same. Is it a very charming kind of game? Is there narration or anything like that, or are you just kind of into this?
It's like you're watching the whole broadcast. So it starts and it's like do nightly news, and then there's a few news stories, and you get to make a few selections during this, like an A or B. You could pick which picture. Yeah. So it was like, which version of Samson do you want to show? The one that looks really strong, or the one that's crying?
So you really get to
you can sort of influence.
You can play this a wide variety of different ways. Like you could play this a few times and have a different kind of show, essentially.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then so while I'm like doing all this, right, I'm like not really taking in what's being said like all the time, right? So at the end, you can actually watch your cut of the news.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool. That's really
and
cool.
It'll play all the adverts and all that. Yeah. So there's the non-broadcast days are sort of what moves along the plot, so to say. And they play as sort of like a choose your own adventure type of deal. So the protagonist has a life and family outside of the broadcast room. This is represented through an incident system, sort of a series of text-based choices in a visual novel format, where the player, based on a brief segment about their private life, makes decisions. And then those decisions are also influenced by what you chose to do on broadcast days, and sometimes, vice versa influenced. So cool. There's just like so many different ways, things. A lot of layers. And which brings me, Dan, to the Guinness Book. because according to the Guinness Book of World Records, this game has a record of the most full motion video footage in a video game, clocking in at 42 hours, 57 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Wow. Oh my god.
So yeah, there's a lot of footage.
Jesus Christ, that is a lot of footage. Do you know how many like levels or how many broadcasts that you do like in the game, or is it?
Nah, I have no idea. I'm on like 4 I don't know a day, but I've done like four broadcast days, I think. It's got an 82 on Metacritic. It's quite highly rated too.
So the flat screen game, I'm not sure if the VR one's the same, but the flat screen game, it should take around 8.5 hours to complete.
Okay, so
and if you want to see all aspects of the game, it takes you 41 hours. I guess to watch all the motion
footage.
Yes, all the footage. So yeah, it's like a 8-hour. At least this one. I'm not sure about the VR. I'm assuming the VR version is the.
I think it's the same game.
I'm pretty sure
you basically interact with things with like a laser. With a. It's basically a mouse clicker.
Yeah,
it's not the most like interactive VR game, so to say.
No. It's what I see is that the VR version's a bit more direct, where you can like physically interact with the controls and environment, but the like non VR one is more like a jump simulator essentially, where you are using the mouse and such. Is a bit more like how it would feel in real life in a way. Like in a way.
What do you mean?
Well, the because you're using your mouse and keyboard and such on a PC and such, I guess that's how it would be in real life if you were doing this edit. So I guess in terms of immersion, doing it in VR and flat screen.
Oh, so you're not like clicking
similar.
the buttons with the mouse.
Yeah, that's what I think is what I'm reading. But either or, like it seems like very incredibly the same, like very similar.
Anyway,
yeah,
it's very like over the top, in your face with like all the political stuff, and it's pretty funny. Like one of the ads, it was some sort of rectum. It was like, check your rectum. And I was like, that is an ad that plays during the news. Yeah. Like facts.
That's hilarious.
And
is it entertaining?
Really
is it also entertaining to watch the broadcast?
Oh, Dan, I get lost. So as far as like gameplay goes, like I get locked in. So for example, in the last broadcast I did, there was a streaker, so I had to keep selecting whichever camera the streaker was not on, and I was locked in, dude. I was knocking that streaker on air.
Oh man,
not this time.
So I just read here as well, there are 14 different endings as well.
Yeah, I'll be lucky to find one of them, to be honest, but I'm enjoying my time, and because you kind of got to take it in each. I like to play a whole a broadcast day, and that's sort of looped in with one non-broadcast day, and that's sort of like the chunk I like to play. I don't know. You could play for longer chunks.
Oh man, I actually really want to play this game. It seems really, really, really unique. Is what this game
it's 100%
like.
unique.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, they just paid these actors to do so much. Like, there's so much content here. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great shout. I really want to play this game. I need to just pick it up. I think it's like $20 as well, so it's not that expensive.
Yeah, I got it on sale on the PlayStation Store. That's what it was like. I think it was definitely under 10.
Yeah,
it might have been like 5 or 7. But yeah,
I'll wait for the next like meta sale, and see if I can pick this up.
So it does go on sale.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be a flat gamer listening to this random VR podcast for an hour and a half, you could pick this one up too.
Yeah, exactly. What's the Quest database? Is it Quest or DB? Yeah, I think it is Quest or DB. That's the one that tells you all the sales. Something and like such.
That, yeah.
I'm just wondering what not for broadcast is on this, but
you want me to go into new games, or you?
Oh, here we go. They just had a sale, and it was pretty much half price, and it ended at the end of June. So I'll just keep waiting. Keep waiting.
Get that one and the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one.
You might be able to wishlist it on your Steam Deck though, and just play it on.
I think I'd want to play this in VR though, just to be
That's
with
fair.
all the controls and such. So yeah,
Dan, there's so many different. You could play this game on both, and
yeah, that's true,
and have
a completely different
experience.
experience. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, this is a great shout. Yeah, I only played the one game, so apart from obviously the Haptics stuff. So, is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah, well, I guess I got into the Synth Riders and the Breachers, which I've mentioned previously. Trombone Champ, I've been tooting. Dan, I'm over 120,000 toots, I think now, but oh my
It's
god,
still far away.
So far away. It's dude, it's like looking at your savings or like your 401k or something, dude. It's crazy.
Fair enough.
Got into Chess Club on the PlayStation VR. It came out last week, so I had to move some pieces around and get in.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna start just playing because I don't think it's got crossplay, and I know like Froggy and like maybe one other person with it.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation, so I'm just gonna keep playing against the AI and see how that trains up.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of have something to talk about there. I did the first level of the AI. It's like playing against a 5-year-old who doesn't really know anything about chess other than that the pieces move these ways.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I don't remember what difficulty I used to play on, but I got pretty far in it. Pretty far.
Yeah, I never got too advanced in chess. I'm pretty bad. I never beat D-Max once.
No.
Moving right along. I got into Of Lives and Rain, the demo.
Yep.
Dan, I got stuck at this point where you find a wheel, like a valve wheel, if you will, and then there's a valve you got to put it on. And I immediately went to it. Was like, oh, this looks like something you interact with. And I tried to get it on the thing, and eventually I did. But then, like, I don't know, the physics, I just, like, couldn't really move it from there. I was like, all right, I'll just look around elsewhere. I looked all around. I was like, all right, I don't know what to do. So I went and I watched Wolf in VR, and sure enough, that he went right to that and then, like, did that and valved it. I was like, oh, my gosh. So
he's good at games.
I got to go back in.
He's good at games.
Yeah, he is good at games, yeah. If I ever get stuck in a game, I hope that he's played it. Because he shows every minute that he plays, right? Whereas if you go to like a review or something, you're not really getting it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't realize the demo was on Quest as well.
I almost suggested that you play it so we could both talk about it, but I didn't even finish it, so it wasn't worth suggesting to you. Maybe for next week, though. It is a very beautiful looking game. It's very Half-Life-esque, like it has that very slow vibe. But I didn't get very far before I got stuck. So.
I mean, these giant mechanical spiders jumping at you is probably going to stop me from playing this game.
Yes. I did think the first thing I saw, I was like, oh, Dan's not out on this one, probably.
No,
but those spiders you can just run right past. They didn't even hurt you.
Yeah, but they all jump at you. And the mechanical,
they do kind of,
and there's like huge ones, and in fact, they look more scary.
I didn't get to a big one,
yeah, I'm okay, Samson. You keep playing this. I'll play the horror games for you. You play the spider games for me, and then together we have
You gonna get
show.
in Madison?
No. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I've got to look at the reviews and look at the spider count first, and we'll go from there. I
don't know that it has them, but I also got into Puzzling Places and Cubism. I wrote those in together because they're both puzzling.
Nice.
I forget which puzzle I was working on, but it's another 50 count. That's really where my sweet spot takes about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In Cubism, Dan, where I am in Cubism is like Socrates. All right. I think that Aristotle, Socrates, like they be struggling where I'm at in Cubism. And so these puzzles are very slow going now. I think I've got only expert level left. I forget. I'll have to double check the percentage. I think I'm at like 80% on.
I'm impressed.
Volume
Your
1.
brain is working in mysterious ways to get these puzzles. like to be able to see these puzzles. Like
It's a lot of trial and error.
it is, yeah, it is.
And then eventually you figure out like, okay, this one, like eventually I try putting the pieces in so many places where I'm like, oh, this one has to, like, you start with the one where you're like, this one has to go here, and then sort of work there from there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how I would do them.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Incredibly inefficient.
Just takes a couple hours for one puzzle, but it's soothing. It's soothing.
Days. But yeah, that's that.
Very, very good. All right, a lot of games. We'll wrap this part 2 up just so we can have a quick little break, and then part 3 we'll just talk about the games out this week, which is just one game that we've already talked about, but we'll see you then anyway. We'll see you in part 3. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3 games out this week. There's only one game. Samson, you've just been talking for a while. Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it for you?
I mean, I don't mind reading it, but you can read it if you like.
You're better at reading. So
I wouldn't go that far, but I do enjoy it. So
go for it.
You know, I mean, you don't have to twist my arm. Elsewhere Electric. Elsewhere Electric is a VR puzzler for 2 players, one in headset and one on a mobile phone, Android or iOS. You're 2 parts of a crucial team that has been sent by the executives of Elsewhere Electric to get their facility back online. One player, the operator, must stay back in the van and relay information to the installer as they make their way through the facility. You need to depend on your sights, senses, and your buddy to make it out alive. Unlock abilities to discover the true extent of the facility's secrets. Discover more about the invisible creatures that won't leave you to do your work. Decode the symbols and solve puzzles that block your path.
So we talked about this game, and finally we now know what's going on with this game. That I didn't really explain from that description. So that is basically the game. But yeah, as mentioned, just needs a bit more tutorial, I think, for me.
How much is it?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because we were gifted the game, so I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. I actually don't know if there'll be a price, because technically by the time of recording it's not out yet. But let me just have a look. Actually, no, 20 USD. Which is a really fair price. I think if you're really into puzzle games and you have someone else who is really into puzzle games, you'll probably do a better job than me. I think the main thing, like I mentioned, is that it does work really well. It does work really well. I just we got lost.
I'll be trying to get in for sure.
Try and get in. Let me know how you do. Sometimes with puzzle games as well, like
you best try to get in again.
I'll try again. Sometimes with puzzle games is just your brain, just like. One day it works, one day it clicks, one day it doesn't. And sometimes it never clicks. And that's okay. That's okay. Samson, that was it. That's our show. A longer show.
Great.
Today, let us know if you have any comments or concerns or questions or anything else.
Or if you're 6'3".
Or if you're 6'3", let us know. We hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, the Discord link is in the description below. Come join us on that. Remember, mark your calendars. August 21st, LTO 200. It's right around the corner. It's only a month away. This will come quite quickly. Just 4 episodes away. Or for us, Samson, since we've already now recorded this, 3 episodes away.
And Dan, like the week after Gears of War comes out.
Yeah, so
maybe we'll get like 2 streams.
We'll probably take a break for VR for a few weeks and just be like, it's Gears of War time.
LTO flat YouTube channel.
Yeah, for 201. We've changed. We've just turned into a general gaming show now, or just a Gears show. Who's to say? But yeah, I've been Dan. He's been Samson, and we will see you next week.
Good job.